Hello everyone, what is up? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. Today we're going to be talking about what's happening with XRP in the XRP community. Now as we can see in CoinMarketCap, XRP around 19 cents and in the red today. So is this just a small correction and then more upside to come? Before we jump into news, guys, I'd like to say I'm not a financial advisor, nor this financial advice, just for entertainment value only. As is daily tweeted out,
direct payments to Americans. For those folks who don't have bank accounts, who don't have direct deposit information on file with the IRS, how long would they have to wait for their check?
Well, for people who don't have direct deposit, again, we'll have an easy way they put it up. We can, on a rolling basis, I think, within a couple of days when they give it to us, we'll send the money out. We do realize there are people who are underbanked. And again, we're working with all the digital companies, prepaid debit cards. We're working with all of them to make sure we have a process that every American gets their money quickly. This money does people no good if it shows up in 4 months, and we will deliver on that promise.
So quickly is a matter of weeks then, perhaps, not months.
Quickly is a matter of weeks and not months.
this money does no good if it shows up in 4 months, guys. Again, move their money quickly. There's the quickly term. And by the way, guys, I just remembered, thank you guys for 4,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. It comes from Boy XRP. We can see here from Stephen Bull. This was from a while back ago.
About the future of cryptocurrencies, where do you see the future of these digital assets and maybe the role of Bitcoin and Ripple or XRP in that future?
Yeah, so our view is that these digital assets really become supplemental to the existing family of currencies, right? So every country still needs its own, fiat currency for all kinds of reasons that I won't get into. It's very complicated, right? And I actually think that the big four, the yen, the euro, the dollar, the RMB, they actually, I think, come stronger in this world that we're going into, partially because of digital assets.
Okay.
That these digital assets actually contribute to a world that's more interoperable, where more people around the globe can get access to these big four. And most of global commerce is done in the big four. So I think you have a bifurcation going on. Those big four get stronger. I think some of the smaller currencies, maybe even some more of the very small fiat currencies, become less relevant, maybe even disappear. A country could have its own fiat, but still use one of the big four. You have lots of
like
examples.
Montenegro, right?
Absolutely. But I think then where the digital assets fit in, like things like XRP and Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're kind of in that mid-range. They become, I think, like the Singapore dollar or the Swiss franc, and they become useful in, kind of lubricating the world to make it easier for those big four to get in the hands of people all around the world. So that's useful. And then it might also be things like applications and devices that maybe primarily use one of those digital assets. So that's kind of the view we have. So I think in that world, countries should be less threatened by what's going on and see them as simply supplemental rather than a threat. Too much talk about it being a threat. Our industry has done a bad job in too much bravado and chest pounding, and it's just kind of silly.
Again, that's a quick reminder if you guys didn't, watch this video before, but we can see there the big four currencies like those will become stronger because of digital assets. Quite interesting. Digital asset we can see here from Money 2020
is 10 years out on the financial crisis. We still don't have the infrastructure perhaps to prevent the next one. And I think this is where digital assets can really help, because an efficient digital asset can really solve some of the key problems in global liquidity. The world's got trillions and trillions of dollars tied up in liquidity just to get around how clunky the movement of value is around the world. If with a really efficient digital asset, something like XRP, again, that's what we believe will be the most efficient, you can now reduce trillions and trillions of capital from being tied up. So you can make those transfers instantly as a bank or as a payment provider or as an enterprise without having to have money pre-positioned all over the world. So that's...
There you go. This video tells it all, guys. It will help with the next crisis. Again, those trillions of trillions and trillions tied up. Next week again from Boy XRP.
There has certainly been recently a body of analytical work that has focused on the relationship between excessive inequality and fiscal policies, excessive inequalities and sustainable growth. And I think that, you know, some of the fertile ground for populist thesis is fueled not only by below standard growth over the last 8 years or so, not only because of the refugee threat that is perceived by some, but also by the increased inequality that we have seen in most advanced economies and some emerging markets as well, which has made people feel like, you know, when I was a child, I had a chance to earn more, do better, be in a more solid position than my parents. This is not the case for my children.
Right. Yep, monetary policy on what's basically now considered monopoly money has screwed some of our futures. Change is no longer just needed, it's required and demanded. Again, monopoly money. Remember, now change is required and demanded. Again, from Boy XRP.
The other category of fintech innovation and payments is where you have a whole new payment method. A new way for money to move that's different from anything we've seen before. So this could be crypto assets, or it could be a blockchain-based payment solution. And this is a space that I worked in at Ripple. And it's this space that I personally find fascinating and exciting. What's important about this category of fintech innovation is that you have a new way for value to flow. What's new is an opening up of the type of connections between people, institutions, entities all around the world. This is really important for cross-border payments. Payments generally flow pretty freely when it's just within a country, especially when people happen to have accounts with the same bank. But for payments from one country to another, that's where you run into inefficiencies and frictions.
There you go, guys. Cross-border payments is happening, guys. Changes. It's literally happening in front of our eyes, what we are seeing today. So just be prepared, and we know what's coming, guys. Next one comes from Pumper XRP. This is a new program. I have the authority to write regulations.
How quickly are we going to get this in the hands of workers, small businesses, big businesses? How quickly can you do it?
Really fast, Sean, because having money 3 or 4 months from now doesn't do anybody any good. So I can tell you we're going to operate at lightning speed. Although we're using the SBA, this is a new program. This isn't the typical SBA program. I have the authority to write regulations where any FDIC-insured bank, you're going to be able to go in. Literally, I hope to have this by next Friday. You show them your payroll, you get the money instantaneously. Our focus was delivering money quickly to the American public.
Delivering money quickly to the American public. Again, this is the agenda to deliver money quickly. This is the agenda, guys. Now, guys, we're into the fun part of XRP and the XRP community. Now, this is quite interesting. Cryptomaniac tweeted out, Justin, Trump says he wants to send more stimulus checks to the people, but he wants to do it in a different way, in a more direct way. This was 2 days ago, I think, but we can see they're digital. They have been talking about doing that in the last weeks. Again, digital in more of a direct way. This comes from Rips. You think this is all by chance, a conspiracy theory. We just happen to be falling into an, we can see there. Stay tuned.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
There's a need for a new world order, but it has different characteristics in different parts of the world.
Never before has a new world order had to be assembled from so many different perceptions or on so global a scale. Nor has any previous order had to combine the attributes of the historic balance of power system with global democratic opinion and the exploding technology of the contemporary period.
After 1989, President Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
I think its task will be to develop an overall strategy for America in this period when really a new world order can be created. It's a great opportunity. It isn't just a crisis.
What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law.
So, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, a new world is emerging. It is a new world order with significantly different and radically new challenges.
There's a lot of talk about that. So, a conspiracy theory, question mark. The final tweet for today's video comes from Bitcoin Riot. We can see here, are you ready for Monday? So, you guys can see this is just more of a fun tweet. It was kind of fast, but anyways, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, please leave a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. And yeah, guys, see ya.